Marcus Webb had worked the night shift at Ridgewood Elementary for 11 years, and in all that time, nobody had ever really looked at him. They saw the mop, they saw the bucket, they saw the faded gray uniform with the torn pocket, but they never saw Marcus. He arrived before the sun came up, cleaned the halls before the children arrived, fixed whatever was broken and disappeared before the final bell. He had a quiet pride about his work, even if no one noticed it. Every floor he mopped gleamed like glass. Every window he cleaned disappeared into nothing. He did it all with the discipline of a man who believed that good work was its own reward, even when no reward came. At home, he had a 9-year-old daughter named Lily, who wore her father's pride like a crown. She was the reason he drove 40 minutes each way, the reason he never called in sick, the reason every sore knee and aching back was worth it. Lily believed her father was the greatest man alive, and Marcus worked every single day, not to disappoint her. The trouble started in October, when Principal Hargrove announced a new after-school enrichment program. Teachers were encouraged to offer workshops in their areas of expertise: cooking, painting, music, theater. The sign-up sheet went around the staff lounge, and somehow someone slid it in front of Marcus as a joke. A few teachers snickered. Mr. Patterson, the PE instructor with the loud laugh and louder opinions, said loud enough for the room to hear, "Hey, Marcus, maybe you can teach mopping." The laughter that followed was not cruel in the way cruelty announces itself. It was casual, which made it worse. Marcus said nothing. He looked at the sheet for a long moment, picked up the pen, and wrote his name under the workshop column. In the description box, he wrote 2 words: Karate Beginners. Then he set the pen down, picked up his mop, and walked back into the hallway. Patterson showed the sign-up sheet to 3 other teachers before the end of the day, and by morning, the whole staff knew. Some thought it was funny. Some felt a flicker of guilt they couldn't quite name. A few students overheard, and by the following Monday, there were 12 kids signed up for Marcus's workshop, most of them. They're out of curiosity. Maybe a little mockery. The way children sometimes stumble into something profound while looking for entertainment. Marcus arrived at the gymnasium on Thursday afternoon, still wearing his uniform. He had no flashy gear, no special outfit. He bowed to the room before he said a single word. And something about that small gesture made the 12 kids go quiet. He spoke for exactly 2 minutes. He told them he had trained for 22 years. He told them karate was not about fighting. It was about learning to be still when everything around you was loud. He told them the most important move he would ever teach them was how to fall and get back up with dignity. Then he began. By the 3rd session, there were 24 students. By the 5th, Patterson himself was standing in the doorway watching, arms crossed, saying nothing. What he saw was a man who commanded a room, not through authority but through presence, through the kind of quiet that only comes from people who have spent years doing hard things without applause. Marcus corrected form with patience. He praised effort over talent. When a boy named Derek couldn't get a stance right after 15 tries, Marcus knelt beside him and said, "You're not failing. You're learning. Those aren't the same thing." Derek's mother cried when he told her that at dinner. She didn't fully understand why, but she felt it in her chest like something long overdue. Word spread beyond the school. A local newspaper ran a small story. Parents started recognizing Marcus in the parking lot, not as the janitor, but as the man their children quoted at the dinner table. Principal Hargrove stopped him in the hall one morning and said quietly that she was sorry it had taken her this long to ask him about himself. Marcus thanked her without resentment, because resentment was a weight he had long ago decided not to carry. Patterson apologized on a Tuesday. He said it simply, without excuses, and Marcus accepted simply, without drama. That, too, was a lesson, one nobody signed up for but everyone learned. At the spring showcase, Lily sat in the front row and watched her father lead 28 children through a synchronized kata in the school gymnasium while parents filmed and teachers applauded. She wasn't surprised. She had always known who he was. She just finally had company. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Corner Stories, where every story is a reminder that greatness often wears the quietest uniform.